Hi, Amber.
Hi, Megan.
Hi, Michael.
Hey, guys.
What's up? Welcome to Bad Movies Rock.
Well, thank you, Megan. Megan, welcome to Bad Movies Rock, where today we just decided, fuck it, we want to watch a movie that's fun. We don't really care about the rules anymore.
Yeah,
but that's a thing we can do when we have a guest.
Yes. Break all the rules.
Break all the rules. And to be fair, I think one nice thing about it is a person in this group hasn't seen it yet. So that gives it that air of mystery, that newness. Like, if it was all something we'd seen before and it was also good, then I don't know.
Yeah.
It has to not totally break every rule, right?
Yeah. And Michael, I think what we're going to need you to do is to really, you know who yells at me more about this than anyone on Twitter?
Oh,
it's your
my
brother-in-law.
My brother-in-law? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. He's a real stickler. And I'm going to go with stickler as my adjective.
By the way, I appreciate tweets. I appreciate that you're pretty much the only one who tweets me. And I appreciate the shit that you give us. It's delightful.
Yeah. He has a really profoundly quirky way of like needling you in a way that you respect him for it. He's good at it. He's good at it.
He's very good at it.
Yeah.
It's mm-hmm.
And as an older brother to the sister whom he married, like, I'm glad to have passed the baton onto someone who will torment her in a very specific way for the rest of their lives. It's kind of beautiful, really.
Yeah, it's touching. Delightful.
The circle of torment.
Well, as the other huge fan of this podcast, I'm so delighted to be back to have suggested a movie, and you guys took it on and watched it with me. Last night we watched Rumble in the Bronx.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I didn't say 1995's Rumble.
Yeah,
in
I'm
the
sorry.
Bronx.
I'm sorry, Megan. Are you not going to clarify which fucking year this movie was from?
No, I don't think we need to, Amber. No,
okay,
Michael had it right.
Hey, you know what? People can grow.
People come into my house and disrespect me constantly.
Yeah, no,
Michael, I want to be clear. I am including you attempting to count down the movie watching experience. Listeners, I don't know if you know this, but in my house, when we watch my movies, I count down. We have to sync our viewing. You know, we're talking to each other over headsets through party chat, and Megan and I, we have to sync our viewing. So I count 3, 2, 1, go, and then we press play and we go so that we're all in the same place. Michael comes up in here.
Yeah.
Motherfucking Michael comes up in here. Mm-hmm. He thinks because he chose the movie, he gets to do the count. I don't think so.
No, Michael.
The number 3 came out of my mouth, and then everyone was like, it's like such a gasp.
Scandalous.
Of in my house.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad you guys still watched the movie with me at that point, and that you're still talking to me. Thank you.
Thank the deep breathing exercises, Michael.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, well, I mean, we have to keep to tradition in general. It's the only way I stay sane and don't go on a killing spree. So we are now going to play the time-honored, fantabulous game.
Yes.
Which is which?
Beautiful.
It's which?
What?
Yes.
An extra witch.
It is an extra witch. Listen, I've been listening to this game for a while. I love this game.
Okay.
The only thing I don't love about it is Megan always wins. It spoils it. Like, there has to be a little bit more of a challenge. So there's going to be an extra witch this week, Megan.
Okay.
And I get to participate. Oh,
okay. All right.
So excited.
All right.
Okay.
I'm terrified, but let's do this thing. I'm so curious about. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So I think, Amber, we said I'll read one, then you'll read one. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so there's 5.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is going to test Megan's mettle.
Right. I'm getting out a pen for this one so I can.
Notes will be important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. First one. A young man visiting and helping his uncle in New York City finds himself forced to fight a street gang and the mob with his martial arts skill.
Okay.
Have you taken it in? Do you feel you've imbibed it appropriately?
I think so.
Okay. We'll move on to 2. When a tourist from Hong Kong comes to New York City to attend his uncle's wedding, his plans include a little relaxation, sightseeing, and helping out around the family grocery store. But somebody forgot to tell him that the market was located in the middle of the South Bronx.
Wow.
Okay.
It's incredible.
Okay.
Okay. Do you need a minute, or can I do the next one?
You can do the next one.
Okay.
I'm very concerned.
She's got this confidence.
No.
I know.
I'm feeling
She's
like
too
my
confident.
No. I'm feeling like I like my reputation is already hurting myself because I'm gonna fuck this up, and it's okay.
All right.
That's all right. All right.
Here's the next one. Counterpunch.
Okay.
A young man visiting and helping his uncle in New York City finds himself forced to fight a street gang and the mob with his martial arts skill.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That doesn't sound familiar at all.
No, it does not. Okay. All right.
All right. Sometimes a movie zigs. Sometimes a movie zags. Sometimes a movie drives off into the sunset on a Zamboni married to a very sexual velociraptor. Welcome to Rumble in the Bronx.
Wow. Okay. Yes. Beautiful.
All right, and our final witch. Jackie Chan. He's the man. All he needs is one free hand to fight the punks up in the Bronx. Sky blue onesie, warrior monk. Gangbangers rob the shop. Chan'll make the bodies drop. Psycho motorcycle chicks. Motocross on cars for kicks. And kicks are what the Chan has got. Chock-a-block a kung fu plot. The punk layer's plump with spike-haired bumpers. Time to thump that whole gang's dumpers. Shopping carts, refrigerators. Hockey stick them, gladiator. Boss says cease. What a relief. Offer tea to squash the beef. Now hold the phone. Shift up the tone. A trash bag full of blood and bones. Angelo was wheelchair pushed and hid some diamonds in the cushion. Gangbangers, make amends. Jackie will avenge your friends. Hey, what's that? A hovercraft? White Tiger just showed his ass. Laugh at stunts while credits roll. Just thank God no funerals. This film brought Chan to Western Terra. Yo, that dude's a treasure. A one-man era.
Whoa. That's beautiful.
So, Megan.
I can't believe Amazon did that. That's amazing.
Which is which.
Is which.
All right. I'm going Amazon, Metacritic, IMDb. Amber and Michael.
We got her. Because the first one was IMDb.
Yeah, but it was identical to Amazon.
It's like,
It was absolutely identical to Amazon. I have
damn
them
it.
right here.
How did I fuck that up?
So... Like for a couple of articles here and there, like it's the exact same thing.
Yeah, beautiful.
So it's bullshit.
But yes,
Amazon.
technically it was Amazon first, I believe, wasn't it?
Technically. Yep. Nice.
So fuck you, Megan.
Yeah. I mean, hey. So I wrote it down, and I wrote it down with, I did A, M, I, and then I was like, well, A, and then I was like, M, well, so is it Amber, Michael, IMDb, Amazon?
Yes.
Metacritic?
I was the first one.
Yes.
And then Amazon
Metacritic
said
just,
something fucking random about a Zamboni and a
Zamboni.
very sexual velociraptor. I wrote that just now. I want that to be very clear. While the three of us were talking.
Beautiful.
I wrote that
known?
while we were mid-conversation. I wasn't even sure what it said until I started reading it out loud.
Sure.
You know, you have to give these episodes replay value. Like, we're going to have to listen to that many times to, like, suss out the meanings and the metaphors and all that.
There is nothing there.
That was a beautiful game of which is which.
The last one you have to say, like, really
Is which.
scary voice. Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yes.
That was fun.
Amber, what did Metacritic have to say about this movie?
Well, it said that we shouldn't have watched it. The critics have it at 61 and the users have it at 85.
Oh, interesting. Because on Rotten Tomatoes, the critics have it at 80% and the audience has it at 65.
I mean,
Flipsy flopsy.
it makes
Yeah,
sense.
vice versa.
The vast majority of these reviews are positive, so Rotten Tomatoes would score those as just a big old thumbsy.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird question. Were they all written contemporaneously with the movie? Is it
Hard
can you
to tell.
Yeah.
At least for Rotten Tomatoes, no, not always. At least they give me a different date, varying years on the what's its.
Because,
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't know that Jackie Chan's going to be big and awesome and great, like your first viewing of this movie, I love this movie the first time I saw it in 1995, but like, not everyone would love it. It's not. I don't think everyone would love it. Perhaps because it's not what you would typically think of as like a well budgeted, polished movie. I mean, it's like it's Hong Kong kung fu style in New York City.
That's fucking delightful.
Low budget with really bad acting across the board, and like a
so
nonsensical
good.
plot. I mean, we love it.
Yeah.
We love
Yeah.
it. But like, it's hard to imagine that a lot of people would at the time.
Yeah.
But then Jackie Chan is such a cultural phenomenon unto himself that if you look back on it, then you can even say, well, yeah, of course this is great because we love Jackie Chan now. But you know what I mean? Like, there's a little bit of chicken egg situation here.
I mean,
Yeah.
from a lot of the 90s reviews, you are looking at people who know who he is and know his body of work.
Yeah.
So like this blurb starts out, like all Jackie Chan films, this one works best as a rousing action film. So he is not unknown to a lot of the people doing these reviews, and the vast majority of them are deeply positive.
Oh, that's great. That's good to know.
The blurbs do mention the fact that it's about Jackie Chan. He's charming.
Yeah.
The action is crazy. And here's the New York Times review from Stephen Holden. The movie is a giddy triple somersault of a film that makes no sense whatsoever, although in its best moments it is as much fun to watch as a death-defying circus act. All of them more or less mention, this is nonsense, but damn is it fun to watch.
Yeah. Sure.
Some of them mentioned the dubbing and how difficult that might be for American audiences.
Here's the thing. Did you know, I mean, you do because you watch it, that for the entire movie, Jackie Chan spoke Cantonese and most of the other people spoke English, like to each other during the movie. So like they were responding to each other in different languages, and then they overdubbed everything. Anyway, it's kind of an interesting way to do it.
That's fascinating. Yeah, and the dub job was terrible.
Oh,
there
terrible.
were no Oscars
Yeah.
given for the audio quality on this movie. No. It was real rough to watch and almost like comical in and of itself, just because it was done so poorly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I guess in a way that adds to the charm of the movie, but I would argue like this is a bad movie in the sense that it is a badly produced movie, other than like the obvious cinematography. With the action shots are pristine, but like everything else about what we would say would make a movie good, like it doesn't do like at all.
No.
Not even close. So it's
Very
just like really
bad
kind of
acting, bad
fascinating.
dialogue,
Yep.
nonsense story that was
Yeah.
delightful in its nonsense, but does not for a good movie make.
No.
Right. You wouldn't think, but like for some reason, the particular ingredients in this potion come together really, real nice. It goes down smooth by the time you watch it. It's just it kind of shouldn't, but it just does.
Yeah. No. It adds up to greater than its parts for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
John Robinson says that, let me state now, Rumble is a great movie and the Bronx never looked better. It was not shot in the Bronx. It also contains some of the best scenes of a hovercraft rampaging in the city traffic ever filmed.
There are others.
He got paid for that, huh? Okay.
Yeah, this was filmed in Vancouver.
Yeah, this was actually originally going to be called Rumble in Vancouver, but they named it Bronx because this was Jackie Chan trying to break into the American audience.
I mean, smart shift, because basing it in Canada, America's not going to take you seriously. Of course you can beat up Canadians.
Obviously.
Whole world can beat up Canadians.
That explains all
Take
the
that,
hockey
Canadians.
sticks and mountains, though.
It does, doesn't it?
And skis. The fact that the
So many
thugs had just a
skis.
massive ski collection that they'd stolen over time from all the people in the Bronx.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
weird.
Yep.
Explains a lot.
There are two 75 scored blurbs here. One from Mike Clark of USA Today. Talk about the limitations of using the 4-star rating system to assess a movie both glorious and dreadful, with the dreadful components glorious as well, in their own bent way. Perfect. And then Liam Lacey of the Globe and Mail. Freed from the tiresome constraints of plot and character, Rumble in the Bronx is the distilled essence of action entertainment. Yes.
Yeah, it is.
But I would say that I'm more on Mike Clark's side because the cockamamie nonsense of this cartoonish movie is a huge part of its charm.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, not in spite of, it's because of.
Yep. We don't usually do, but I'm going to do just one more from Roger Ebert. The whole point is Jackie Chan, and like Astaire and Rogers, he does what he does better than anybody. Which were several reviews that I've read that compares Jackie Chan to Fred Astaire, which is like the acting isn't the point. The point is like Fred Astaire, and I don't know this. I haven't watched, I don't think, any Fred Astaire movies, but like Fred Astaire couldn't necessarily act, but his dancing was so amazing that you'd watch it for that. And so like Jackie Chan, at least at this point, is not like high skilled in the acting bit, but his charm and then his, fighting and stunt work is the point.
Yep. His ability to do like physical clowning, physical comedy. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I would say his acting was fine in the movie. Like it was.
Yeah.
But they didn't give him anybody else. There was no one upstaging Jackie Chan in this movie.
No, he was elevated by the absence.
Yeah. Like in a lot of his later movies where like, Shanghai Noon, he had Owen Wilson. Rush Hour, he had Chris Tucker, thank you. And they shared some of the spotlight a bit. In this movie, it's pure Chan, and like there's a lot of contrasts because he acts. I think he acts fairly well. Like it's slapsticky and but he's under duress the whole movie, and you can feel that. Like he's probably because he very much did all of his own stunts that he was very much under duress.
He was literally in pain the whole time. Yeah,
he was in actual physical danger at all times. It's really not hard to act as though you are in actual physical danger at all times.
Sense. Yeah.
So I would say that I agree, by and large, with what I'm seeing from the critics. I would, however, find that there are some things I would like to add. Unfortunately, they're the things that one might not have noticed in the 90s, meaning all of the tropes and horrible toxicness that I would expect from a 90s film were largely absent here.
Amazing, isn't it? It's amazing.
It was really confusing and disorienting. Mm-hmm. I imagine it was largely because this wasn't really made in Hollywood. This was an attempt to break into Hollywood from somebody who does not come from these tropes. Mm-hmm. And there was not a studio or producers pushing for them to, I don't know, perhaps insert them.
Right. Yep.
So I feel like this is somehow, miraculously, a charming, virgin, naive, beautiful unicorn of a movie where someone can get thrown into a wood chipper, but we don't see any blood and no one's dropping a single slur.
Yeah.
Just no slurs. No slurs, no overt misogyny, no slut shaming, so many just casual tropes I would expect to find in any 90s movie. They're not there.
And there were opportunities for all of them. So many
Yes.
opportunities, and it passes. I think it passes like the not being a douchebag of a movie test that a lot of '90s movies fails horribly.
Yeah,
and I would add Rush Hour to that list.
Oh,
yeah. I was disappointed when you said that you were watching that recently, and it doesn't hold up. It's kind of hard to watch now.
I need to finish it. I need to watch it and maintain an open mind. But I'm cringing, and I was ready to cringe with this one, and it
yeah.
Other than a couple of moments, just didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, my butt is always just a little bit clenched for our 90s movies. And then and I think about 3/4 of the way through, I almost said that I was starting to release, and then I was like, I'm not going to say it because if I say that, then they're going to throw out some horrible slurs and it's going to start. But it didn't. Good job.
Can we talk about some of these opportunities to have stumbled where they didn't? So a couple places he's from Hong Kong, and so he comes to the Bronx, and so we're talking a minute ago, like it's supposed to sort of kind of be a fish out of water story at first anyway. He shows up at the market and he sees an Asian woman. He's there for his uncle's wedding and he hasn't met his new auntie yet. So he sees this Asian woman and assumes that like, oh, this must be my new auntie, and he's trying to introduce himself. And then she's like, no, I just work here. And he's like, oh, and then like, this black woman comes in and kisses his uncle on the lips, and like they have this really cutesy, beautiful interracial relationship, right? And it's like this is the first like moment where like, oh, this is really great. They end up having this beautiful wedding like with all kinds of people, and it's really great,
Yeah.
And the staff at the market is diverse. The gang is diverse.
Yeah.
And the women in the gang even have some agency. It's just the only like real D-bags in the whole thing is the crime cartel at the end. That's like that they have to fight on the hovercraft, but like,
yeah.
And they are by and large the only white characters in the movie.
Yep. Yeah.
You get halfway through the movie before I think you see a white person, to be honest.
And the only white people you see suck or are cops who, while not being the problem, are certainly not the solution.
Yeah, that's certainly not.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. And certainly not typical.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the women, while occasionally kind of needing to be sort of rescued, there really isn't the damsel feel. Nor is there the necessity to push every female body into being an object or something to be like desired or considered for a relationship for the main protagonist. And while there is a romantic element, it's almost like it was checking the box. Say, oh, okay, I am interested in you. I am not disinterested in you. Kiss. Okay, we're done with that now.
Yep.
Yeah. It wasn't overplayed, and it wasn't also like the greatest relationship story ever told at all.
It was just briefly sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just part of it. And also hilarious because they were like on a very suburban, like riding a bicycle built for two at some point. Like,
yes.
what is happening here?
Yeah. Yes. Uh-huh.
Oh man, that was really great. So anyway, I think that needs to be added to like the critique of this movie is that it holds up. It holds up over time.
Also, just casually inserting representation, one of the characters is in a wheelchair.
And not for no reason. Like it's a major part of the plot. Yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah.
His wheelchairness is integral, so.
But it's not as though it's not an affectation. It's not a stumbling block. It's not a plot point other than the fact that it becomes a place to stash diamonds. But it's just a part of the character. Just there, just visible, just present. And thank you.
Yeah, fantastic. And Nancy, played by Francois Yip, who becomes the kind of casual romantic partner of Jackie Chan, is a dancer, and she, I mean, it's kind of a funny club scene where she's dancing in a cage that's surrounded by a larger cage with a tiger in it. But anyway, but there's
I'm sorry, Megan, have you never been to a club in the Bronx in the 90s?
the double cage tiger woman?
Clearly, yeah. You walk in, you've got two DJs spinning simultaneously as well as a rock band. There's probably 24 people out on the floor. And there's a lady in a cage and another cage with a tiger around her. I don't understand. I guess you just weren't cool enough to know what the Bronx was like in the 90s.
I didn't get invited to those parties.
That party was so low key. They had all that going on, and there were like 24 people sort of swaying just a little bit on the dance floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't the craziest party going on ever. I mean, like, that should have been, but it wasn't. It was just okay, this is cool, I guess. Thursday night.
Yep. But Jackie Chan, like, or I should say, Kyung goes to Nancy, and like it's just like this is what you do. Oh, that's great. Like you're a good dancer. Like
do you enjoy doing this? I do. Well, you're good at it. It's not, hey, you should break away from this life. You have so much potential. Your brother said that you were in school. Don't you want to do that? Shouldn't you be a nurse? Nah. The only criticism he has is she's dating a gang leader. and the gang leader has stolen from or had members steal from the store where his uncle owned, and also trashed it at one point. And he's sort of like, yeah, maybe you should spend less time with them and more time with your brother. That's it. That's his only comment.
Yeah.
Just
no shaming. He had his beer. He was just sitting there with her, smiling and just like being supportive and present and like not judgy at all.
Nope.
That's pretty cool.
It's I mean, it's that is one of the parts where I started to like wince just a little bit, like, oh, here it comes. There's going to be judgment.
It's going to be right. She did dance well, I guess.
Yeah, and then they have to run away from some of her ex-boyfriend at this point. It's hard to say. And she has heels on. She ditches her heels, and he just picks them up and brings it's like, all right, I got him.
Yeah.
And just,
and that's when she kicks over all of their bikes so they can make a clean getaway.
Mm-hmm.
She's
they
dynamic.
ride off on her motorcycle.
She's a go-getter. She punches somebody at some point, and the kiss between them is immediately following this grand club escape while Jackie is holding her heels. I think the kiss follows this. It really doesn't matter. This movie is beautifully cockamamie. They're just standing by the water. You know, she looks at him. She's like, hey, you're cute. And he's just standing there. Do you have a girlfriend? I think he shakes his head. Then she kisses him. This happens in the space of like 3 seconds. You're cute. Do you have a girlfriend? Smooch. And that's the romance.
That's it. That's it. Other than the bicycle ride later, but yeah.
Yeah.
The adorable bicycle ride where they're on a tandem bike and they're towing her brother behind in his chair. And it's very sweet and cute. And also they're being tailed by a gang member who's low-key dressed as a yuppie. So
he had
to try and blend in.
He took his neon gangster trousers and put them in the wash or something, and he has like a sweater knotted about his neck, and like looks all preppy all preppy, and it's where are they? I thought they were in the Bronx.
Yeah,
like, what is this?
They're at the yuppie park now, Michael, and he needed to blend in. His gang regalia would not suffice to tail these adorable people on their tandem bike.
It's like Daffy Duck.
It is like she decides she wants a relationship with him, and so she reaches out and takes it. He's like, yeah, I'm into this. This is fine. It's not, and he's already had an association with another female character in the movie. His uncle is selling his beautiful store to this other woman named Elaine. She is very on top of things. I would totally trust her to run my business. And after she purchases the store, Kyung agrees to help out, I guess, with the transition while his uncle's on vacation or honeymoon.
Honeymoon, yeah.
There's no sexual tension between them, nor is there tension between, you know how in a movie like this, you know, you've got the hot, wild lady who's dating the gang leader and dances in a cage, and she's the one he wants, but really the one he should be with is the bookish, hard-working Elaine, who's, you know, beautiful but in an understated way, and he'll see her for her true inner
when
beauty.
she takes her glasses off.
She takes her glasses off and whips out her hair one night after work.
Whips out her mullet,
He'll realize that he doesn't need the naughty girl. What he needs is the good. No, it's none of that fucking shit is happening. It is just, he's there to help her. Sometimes he's helpful. Sometimes he's not. They respect each other as people. It's fine. And she does not need to be saved by him. She is impressed by his martial arts prowess. She appreciates his help, but when he lets her down and shit gets raw in the store when the gang shows up and trashes it, she's devastated that day, disappointed in him for not being there when he said he would. And then the next fucking day, she's completely fixed the shop and picked it up, and she's fucking fine.
Yeah, she's fine. Forgives him almost like she's like, hey, look what I do with the shop. I fixed it up. We've been working 24 hours, and like she's looking around and she's showing it like she's moved on. She's not like crippled by his choices. You know what I mean?
Right.
She's her own.
She doesn't hold
thing.
it against him. Like she got out her like you should have been here stuff the day before, and now she's now it's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. She doesn't need a hero. She needed a partner. He proved that he couldn't be, and it turns out she actually didn't need that. She's got this shit.
Yeah, she's got it. So.
Yeah.
Cool character. Yeah,
cool character.
I mean, we get to see her on the toilet also later, which isn't great.
Sure thing.
There's a couple of moments that kind of undercut this a little bit. I hate to be that guy who brings it up, but like earlier in the movie, the gang girl, in order to lure Nancy, thank you. in order to lure Kyung into a trap, allows her gang member friends to do a fake rape, which is bad. They drag her kicking and screaming away, but it's all a ruse to like lead him into a back alley so they can jump him. And that's not great. I guess they get over that though. That's nice. Forgiveness is good.
He gets past that so fast.
Yeah.
And she does, in her act of, oh gosh, it actually does lead to the bloodiest scene in the movie. She acts out the part of I'm about to get raped really effectively. He goes chasing after her and scares off the 3 people holding her down, and then she knees him in the junk, runs off, and he gets trapped at the end of an alley and gets a bunch of broken glass whipped at him. And she's the one who finds him the next day and is extremely contrite. I don't think she necessarily knew that would be the outcome, although maybe she should have suspected it. So it's not just that he like straight out flat forgives her, it's also that she has deep regret for her actions.
Yeah, that's true. And part of that is because he has had a relationship with her brother. He'd done a kindness to her brother, and that's kind of the linchpin for them being able to get to a place of forgiveness and then sort of romance.
Are you talking about the Sega Game Gear without a game cartridge in it?
Yeah, which you noticed that no one would notice, but you guys are so perceptive. Yeah, Kyung hands this boy a Game Gear that he just happens to have as he's getting on the school bus, just as an act of kindness, and it has no cartridge in it.
Yep. And he plays it. Yeah, he plays it without that cartridge.
Yeah. Now that's acting.
Yeah, that's acting.
I take back my previous statement. That kid was acting. The kid was a good actor, to be honest.
The kid was great.
The kid was great.
Yeah.
He sold a couple of really funny moments in the story.
Morgan Lamb, I do believe.
Your favorite part, I think, Megan, was the wrench.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so like it's not always exactly played for slapstick, like, but sometimes it is. And it always keeps you on your toes, I think, which is something interesting about this movie, where, we've gotten to the point where essentially now, oh boy.
Let's just do a quick rundown of the plot points that lead up to the wrench scene.
Beautiful.
Just because it will amuse me to do so.
Okay, please.
Fair listeners. Jackie Chan's character Kyung arrives. He meets his uncle. His uncle gets married, leaves. He helps Elaine at the store. In the process of helping Elaine at the store, he runs afoul of a gang. He's already seen them. They were doing dirt bike racing in the street. Don't worry about that. Gang tries to steal. He intervenes. Gang gets mad. They have a couple of scuffle-ups in the interim. Kind of, they have a détente. And then, inexplicably, we see some fellows in a limo, meeting some other fellows in a limo. These fellows are black fellows, and they have diamonds. These fellows are white fellows, and they have automatic weapons and suits. They wish for the diamonds, and they will exchange for the money. Then we're done with that scene. Then another scene shows up. One of the limos crashes. Inside, the black fellows, all shot up. They still have the diamonds. But then, white guy limo shows up. What are they to do? Gang members who have been attacking Kyung up to this point go and rob the crashed limo.
The corpse, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's not a corpse yet.
Oh, yeah, he's a pre-corpse. That's
Still alive.
Yeah.
Shot up but alive. Angelo, one of the main gang members, snatches the diamonds, runs. White guys see this. Kyung also sees this. So Angelo is running with the diamonds from these new automatic weapon white guys. They toss a grenade in the black guy limo, blow it up. Mm-hmm. Then pursue Angelo. Angelo, knowing he's being pursued, takes diamonds, sticks them in seat cushion of young Danny's wheelchair. Mm-hmm. Because he inexplicably winds up in the same building as Kyung and Danny.
Coinky dinks.
So when automatic weapon white guys show up, he doesn't have the diamonds.
Nope.
So now we have a situation in which we have these new suit-wearing, automatic weapon-having white guys who want the diamonds.
Yep.
The gang that Kyung is run afoul of, one of them has the diamonds. And now Kyung is kind of in the middle of it because the diamonds are in Danny's wheelchair.
Right.
So at some point, friends.
It's just funny to hear this said out loud. Can we just kind of...
Yep. This all tracks, Amber.
Movie.
This is the movie. Friends,
This is the movie.
simultaneously, Kyung and Danny are unaware that the diamonds are in the wheelchair seat. Angelo's the only one that knows about it. Meanwhile, the gang has reattacked Elaine's store while Kyung was on a date with Nancy. In an act of contrition and a little bit of rage, Kyung has Nancy lead him to the gang headquarters, where he lays waste to the gang. In a beautiful choreographed scene
Great scene.
of
Mwah.
creativity, chicanery. Is amazing. It's beautiful and it's amazing, and it ends in an amazing way for two reasons. One, there's a single gun in this gang. It is currently held by the gang leader. He does not wish to use it on Kyung, but he also knows when he is beaten. So in order to get the fight to stop, he shoots the gun into the air and says, okay, you win, you can go.
Yep.
At the same time that this has occurred, automatic weapon white guys have snatched two of the gang members.
Oh, boy.
They wish to know where the diamonds are. One of the gang members, let's call him Leather Daddy because of how he's dressed,
Yep.
gets thrown into a wood chipper.
Just into a wood chipper.
They take the man
The man.
and then they throw him into the wood
first.
chipper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't
Well, his
see...
friend is underneath the part
Oh,
of the
yeah.
spout of the wood chipper.
Dear God.
Yeah, his friend is...
Yeah.
So he's...
So he watches his friend get
That's... It's...
disintegrated.
Experiences, yeah.
We've just seen punches and kicks.
Yeah.
And a grenade. But
grenade.
Yeah. Yeah.
now a wood chipper has happened. So
Sure.
as Kyung is leaving the hideout of the gang, because Tony, the gang leader, has shot off a gun and admitted defeat, Kyung says, hey, you guys aren't good. Do you understand how society views you? They see you as like the lowest scum. You should do better than this. I hope the next time we meet, we won't be enemies. So they've been at odds this whole time. The gang just sort of admits defeat. And Kyung walks away saying, hey, I hope we can be friends.
Yep. They,
Very
by the way,
zen, warrior monk. Love that
Yeah.
stuff.
Love it. Beautiful.
earlier in the film, they nearly killed him.
Yes, with glass bottles.
Yeah, and then they stopped short of... Well, they stopped Angelo from literally then shooting him with a gun. Like, they have... Yeah. The fact that he
Precisely.
can walk away saying we should be friends is
But-
fantastic. Yes.
So that's the first thing that's amazing.
Okay,
The fight
yes.
ends with one of them just saying, we are defeated, and the other one saying, do better. Let's be buds next time.
Yeah.
As
This
he
is
is
where most
walking
movies
away.
end. Sorry to cut you off. But
No, no,
this
no,
is
no,
like
no.
where most movies end. Most movies would be like satisfied. We've done our arc. The characters have changed. Like this is it. But
Right.
not Rumble in the Bronx.
Protagonist, antagonist. You think Kyung, Jackie Chan, protagonist, antagonist, Tony, Angelo, and his gang. No, 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 no. Because
There's a third option.
the guy who wasn't thrown into the wood chipper shows up with 2 garbage bags filled with the guy who was thrown into the wood chipper.
Yeah.
Realizing that what has transpired involves Angelo and a search for diamonds, Kyung realizes, after some other things have happened, he knows where the diamonds are. He's sussed out that they must be in Danny's old seat cushion.
Yep.
Thus, we have a scene in which we are no longer concerned with the gang. Actually, we are concerned with the gang. We are trying to actively save the gang from angry white guys with guns.
Yep. Yep.
And also save Kyung and Danny and maybe Nancy and possibly Elaine. I don't know.
Amber, would you call this a twist?
It is a bit of a twist.
Huh? Yeah. Very twisty.
So we
I
have
didn't do it
Danny and Kyung in an apartment looking for a seat cushion filled with diamonds. Are you two going to be okay?
I can't do twist right.
I didn't do twist right. How did I do that wrong?
Yeah, you did it really wrong though.
Shit. I'm sorry. I'll leave.
Do you want to try again?
You want to try again?
I don't
Do you
One more
want
again?
Do you want one more again?
twist.
Oh, that's better.
Very good.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
If I were a nicer
Go on
person,
now.
I would edit out the first one.
Yeah. No, please don't.
That was very very Kyung of you. Thank you for forgiving me and giving me another chance.
My monk-like magnanimity, magnanimosity,
Oh, now who's butchering language?
magnanimity.
Yes. Yes. And so what
Yeah,
happens,
that sounded
Ember?
right.
Mango capacity.
The mango capacity.
Yes. Perfect.
We're knee deep in the plot of this movie.
It doesn't matter.
Just to reorient everyone.
Yeah. So now we're trying to save the gangmangers. Yes.
Yeah, we're trying to save the gang leader. And so Kyung and Danny are in Danny and Nancy's apartment looking for the old seat cushion with two angry white guy thugs with guns standing over them.
Yeah. Who are assholes?
Oh, they're just the meanest.
Who hit a child?
They hit
Backhand
Danny.
him.
They
Yes.
hit Danny. He's a
Yeah.
boy.
He's just
Yeah.
a boy.
He's a boy in a wheelchair on top of that. I mean, like, there's so many faux pas.
Yeah.
So many.
Keep your paws off that kid. I mean, but like
Yeah.
first and foremost, he's a kid in full stop, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
holy shit,
Yeah. Not cool.
This is awful.
You people are monsters. You very white people, the only white people, are monsters.
Yep.
You in your suits with your guns.
Yes.
So, we find ourselves with the need to
Yes.
stop these bad men from harming
gotta.
Danny.
Yeah.
But Megan is a man with a gun. And, you know,
Yeah.
Kyung can take care of that gun. It's Jackie Chan. He can take care of that gun. But
He did.
this one big guy with a ponytail.
He's big.
He's a big guy. And it turns out Kyung's fists were not enough.
Yeah, he punched him real good, and he just kind of did that like barely like moved and kind of stared him down, and so at that point, just from off screen, you assume it must be Danny who tosses Kyung a football helmet, to which Jackie Chan hits this man across the head with the football helmet, and still like barely phases him. Then.
And then
He gets Jack from off screen comes this wrench. And when I say wrench, I mean like something that's used on some sort of large farming equipment that had to be half the height of Danny and weigh almost as much as him, because Danny's a small child. Like, and it was just tossed to like, there is no way this kid had a wrench this size or could toss a wrench this size to Kyung. And at that point, the white guy, big white guy, just kind of looks and is like, no, I give, like, he's like, you're gonna hit me really hard with that wrench and that'll kill me, so we're done here.
yeah, it's great. It's great.
Yep, it's fantastic.
It's so wild. We just saw this guy punch a kid, and then it goes to Looney Tunes. Like,
And
it's
then we
like
go Looney
instantly,
Tunes.
like Acme wrench appears out of nowhere. It's only this
Yes.
movie can do that. I think. Like, how did they pull that off? It works. It works
Yeah.
so well. It's so funny. It's so great.
yeah.
It's so funny.
It rips a laugh right out of you. I just watched a kid get backhanded across the room. The situation is desperate. It's a wrench.
It's a large ass fucking wrench.
And the big guy just suddenly, oh, nope, not a wrench, I'm out.
Yep,
As it turns
I'm
out, I am both out and I am sorry about punching that kid. I know 5 seconds ago I was completely lacking in contrition, but I now have the fear of wrench and regret.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you took us on the journey to get to that scene, because I feel in a way that scene really encapsulates the entire spirit of the movie, right?
Right.
Like it jerks you in these different directions, between being very serious and tense to being very cartoonish and comedic and everything in between. Like
Absolutely.
it's wow. That's quite an achievement. You know?
It really, 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 really is. Because the culmination of this film is both its most perplexing and possibly worst, but also certainly best feature.
Yes.
I think it's all the things mixed into a beautiful slurry of greatness. Nancy and Tony, the gang leader, have been taken hostage.
No.
Indeed. Kyung needs to bring the diamonds to get his friends. I do mean friends. Yes, Tony is now his friend.
Yep.
But, oh man, shit's gone real tits up, so he gets the cops involved, and they put a wire on him. The bad guys find out he has a wire. Uh-oh. So, this is also kind of awesome to me. Once the bad guys find out he has a wire, they call the boss. The boss's name is White Tiger.
Sure.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
That's
he
incredible.
does most of his acting from a golf course, wearing a fun little hat through a cell phone to his thugs. So the worst person in the movie is a white fucking asshole on a golf course.
Yeah. You know the golf course in the Bronx with the mountains behind it? Anyway, go on.
Yeah. That's within driving distance of the city.
Yes.
Yes.
Hovercraft driving distance.
Yeah,
Yes, go on.
Oh, we'll get there.
When you're in a hovercraft, you don't have to worry about traffic. So,
That's true. Yes, very much so.
At this point, the White Tiger and his friends have terrorized a child, have terrorized a gang, have wood chippered a person, have used a tow truck to pull Elaine's store
Oh, yeah.
to the ground. That
Yeah.
store is destroyed.
That was rough. Yeah.
But oh man, he's wearing a wire. Enough's enough. We don't even want the diamonds anymore. Kill everyone. That's what happens in this moment.
Yeah, forget the fucking diamonds.
Kill everyone.
Kill them all.
And this is how the movie culminates. Kyung has nothing to lose. We gotta chase down the bad guys. Bad guys are fleeing from the cops, shooting cops. Don't worry, the cops are fine. Totally fine. They get shot in the chest and they're fine. It's okay, don't worry about it.
They get shot in the chest, fall into the water, and we see them next time just fly dragging
There
around.
is a hole in that cop's shirt.
There's a hole in his shirt. I noticed that.
But he's still got a cigar in his mouth, and the reason he got shot is because he put the cigar in his mouth before shooting back at the bad guy.
Or moving.
He jumps out of his freeze. He doesn't have his gun out yet. He puts a cigar in his mouth and then pulls his gun. Wow.
As he gets
And they established
shot,
this
yeah.
guy was a very avid cigar smoker earlier in the movie. Why?
Because, Michael, cops, they type on typewriters and they smoke cigars and they say weird things in
Yes,
interrogation
they do.
rooms.
They do.
That's what cops
Yeah.
do in the Bronx. I love everything about this.
It's as though the character Ki-young wrote all the cop scenes.
Yes.
'Cause
Yep,
it's
yep.
like, what have I learned about American, police
Yeah,
from movies? Like this is
Typewriter.
Yeah, typewriter, cigar,
Typewriter.
ineffective, bulletproof, put wires, and then you take things into your own hands. Yeah. I'm
that's
pretty
pretty
sure that's how
accurate.
this goes.
Nailed it.
Because the cops do show up and Kyung is fighting back, the bad guys cannot make a clean getaway to go and kill the hostages. Thus, they are forced to hijack a hovercraft.
Oh, but of course, you know the like large ass hovercrafts that are in the Hudson River. Yeah.
Yeah, the giant hovercrafts in Hudson River. Yeah. How do you think people get to work in New York, Megan?
Yeah.
Take the hovercraft.
Of course they do.
Come on.
Yeah. Delightful.
So there's
How
definitely...
many hovercrafts do you think there are on the face of the earth right now? Like, if you had to, is there 100 of them? There's not 1,000 of them.
There's not 1,000 for
There's
sure.
not 1,000 hovercrafts in the world. Are
The
there?
only definitive answer I can give you is that there are not enough hovercrafts.
Yeah,
well,
that much
that's
is
Well,
true.
that is not numerical.
Yeah.
Well, I think
no.
that's because Geneva Conventions, apparently because they're weapons of mass destruction, so they
This
have to
one
be
was.
limited.
I
Yeah.
mean, weapons of
rumble in the Bronx is to
non-lethal
believe.
mass destruction.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yes.
weapons of will declothe you and leave you with lots of scratches and bruises.
Yes.
Both Kyung and bad guys wind up getting run over with this hovercraft. It goes from sea to land. Quite a bit of the hovercraft chase is on the road. With great, amazing stunt work and horrible, death-defying physics, Kyung is able to stop the hovercraft and save the hostages. The cops are thrilled, but we haven't gotten the big bad guy yet. Oh no, he's still on the golf
yes.
course. What are you gonna do? Well, the cops say, we'll just tell the brass that the bad guys still had the hovercraft hijacked. Hey, Kyung, why don't you go and take care of the white tiger? And Kyung's like, yeah, I will go take this hovercraft to the golf course and run over the white tiger. Hey, Tony, the gang leader, Nancy, friend, girlfriend, I don't know, we don't do labels. Would you like to come with me? Yeah, we'd love to.
So you mean
What a romp.
So you mean the cops who like put Kyung in mortal danger by having him wear a wire to get all of this evidence on tape
Accurate.
are now like, fuck this shit, go murder this piss ass. Go
vigilante
hovercraft
this guy.
Yeah, go hovercraft murder him.
Go publicly murder him with a hovercraft on a golf course. Yes. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
That
This
is
is
exactly.
police sanctioned contract killing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
without paying anybody. It's a beautiful mess of all kinds of wrong.
Also, in order to find out where the hostages are in the first place, Kyung, who has up until this point, while having access to many guns and had them shoved in his face, has not used a single one. But when it comes to Tony, his new best friend, gang leader Tony, he'll use a gun.
Yeah.
So he takes a gun and he points it at the bad automatic white guys. And the bad automatic white guys are like, we'll never talk. And he immediately shoots one of them in the leg.
Yes, he does.
Hey, can I just say, this is the most realistic part of the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
Like, other movies do this bullshit where like the good guy like throws the gun out the window and holds true to his ideals or whatever. And like, it's not, to be clear, Jackie Chan Kyung is not abandoning his ideals at all. He's been through the ringer. He's been dragged across this and that, blown up, jumped on this, kicked, punched, shot at. And he's like, I'm done fucking around. I'm not going to mortally shoot you. Yeah.
Goddamn limits.
Yeah. But that's also another moment, kind of like The Wrench, where you don't see that coming as an audience member because you're trained to think like, oh, the hero's going to blah, 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 because they're always so perfect. In a very realistic way, he's like, no, enough is enough. I think he fires a warning shot first.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
He
so.
does, yeah.
And then when the guy still doesn't talk, he shoots him in the leg immediately, like just without hesitation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It is 4 seconds. Where are they?
Yeah.
Bang. I'm not going to talk. Bang. Ow, I'll tell you. It is not. It's very clear that Kyung is an excellent judge of character. Tony, he can make a turnaround. He's a good guy. He could have shot him when he had a chance, but instead he just admitted defeat and said, go.
Yep.
White guys with automatic weapons do not get that kind of pass. I saw him backhand Danny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful. So they run over White Tiger with a hovercraft.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then freeze frame the end of the movie.
And freeze frame end of the movie.
Freeze frame on Kyung, Tony, and Nancy. All together, sort of like victory. We ran him over.
Yeah.
And then freeze frame.
Film through the windshield that has been shot through because in his haste to bring his friends along to kill White Tiger. I mean, White Tiger still has like a couple of his goons firing rounds at the window. Like they narrowly avoid getting shot at the last minute.
Yeah.
Before like he bounces them cartoonishly into some trees and shit. But like it
fucking fantastic.
It's
amazing.
Glorious.
They nail the ending so hard.
So good. There's the hijinks with a hovercraft you would think go on too long. It's on the water. It's on the land. It's in traffic. My baby! Every note is glorious.
Yes.
He literally has to run and snatch a toddler who's been left in an epic sandcastle bunker.
That castle was awesome.
Throw her with great force at her mother.
Just chuck her.
To save her from getting run over by a hovercraft. He does get run over.
Which he then, Jackie does get
Luckily,
run over,
he's on the beach when he gets run over, so he just gets
Yes.
buried in the sand. No big deal.
It's just silly sand burying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you're a rich-ass white dude on a golf course, that's turf, brother. You're
You're
losing your pants
You're losing your pants and a lot of skin.
and a lot of skin.
Defeated.
And then if that's not
And then
enough, after that
bloops.
freeze frame, we go straight to bloops. Oh, everyone loves bloopers.
Amber, we
What a
finally
90s
get
staple.
bloops.
Bloopers.
Yay!
These are some of the darkest bloopers
Oh, so upsetting.
that I have ever seen that fill you with this sort of existential ennui about the enjoyment you just took in the film you just watched. They're the most confronting bloopers I have ever seen. And
That's a really great way of putting it. Yeah.
so amazing.
Yeah.
They force you to understand that your entertainment literally almost cost them their lives. Like at many
It
points
cost
during the filming of
things.
the movie. Yeah, there was concussions. They don't show. So one of the bloopers they show is during one of the motorcycle stunts. A woman flips over on her motorcycle. One of the actresses, and it zooms in on her. She doesn't look great, and then they show her being carted into an ambulance. And that's it.
And that's it.
That's all we ever saw from her. Like with the Jackie Chan, like we see Jackie Chan break his ankle or leg or something. Like and he has a cast, and he does a lot more stunts while he's in a cast, wearing a sock that has a shoe
painted on
it. And it looks really good, by the way. But like haha, that's fun. That's amazing. Wow, Jackie Chan. Like we get to see him like get up and give another freeze frame thumbs up at the end of the blooper reel.
Double freeze frames in this movie.
Double freeze frame.
Yep.
No mention of that woman though.
Nope. I did look it up on IMDb's trivia, and I think that she broke her leg.
Okay.
There was Jackie Chan, this other dude, and 2 stunt women broke their legs on this movie. Wow. And then there were other injuries and stuff, but there were like 4 legs, ankles, whatever, broken during the stunt scenes in this movie.
Given what we saw, that number seems low. So good on you, stunt coordinator. Way to keep it tight. Because I watched Jackie Chan jump off a building onto a fire escape of another building it looked 15 feet away, just in a horizontal. And it was... Whew,
Oh
He did that without wires, without nothing. Yeah.
He just ran and jumped.
Yep.
I just...
Holy gods.
So many times, so many words. The stunts in this are sick, but they cost. And part of you knows that. Part of you knows that. You're swept up in the entertainment and the cinema and the fiction and the cartoonishness of it all. But these bloops, as you watch people who are really hurt being carted off by real stretchers into real ambulances. It's an amazing thing. It is.
Yes.
Did you enjoy this, little piggy? You like our stunts? Well, people got hurt for this. Bones were broken. People bled. Blunt force trauma was had. I hope you liked this because it shaved years off of their bodies.
Yep.
Freeze frame.
Upbeat like punk song playing in the background. Like it's just a journey, man. I don't know how to tell you. It's just a journey. Like if you're paying attention, like this is just an emotional roller coaster. What a zest for life that this movie like embraces, and like just like like fuck it, let's jump off a building kind of. I don't daredevilishness. It's just, and that spirit is infectious in the cinematography too. It just shows up in the film.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There is so much charm to this movie. There's such clear passion that went into making it, and a really clear vision. Startling when you think about the plot as I described it. But visually, they were fucking masters working with this amazing palette. And I know we talked about this after we watched it. Martial arts films that I'm familiar with from that time period, it's very, Bruce Lee, and I didn't watch a ton of films straight out of Hong Kong, so I know there's more diversity, but we're used to the traditional setups, one-on-one or the usual gang battles, but they're in very more rigid uniform and often empty spaces so that the choreography can happen and it can be safe. This is, let's do this in a fucking city. Let's do this in a warehouse filled with shit, and let's use all of it. Shopping cart, yes. Refrigerator, yes. Television, yes. Pool table, yes. Pinball machine, yes. Ski, why not? Like, we're in an alley, it's filled with garbage. What can we use here to do something cool?
Can I tell you something I learned? One is that warehouse scene took like 20 days to shoot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, I bet.
Second thing the warehouse was empty when they got it, and Jackie Chan,
Really?
like, you might think there's random shit in there. He picked out every single thing that went into that warehouse.
That's
so that he could,
blows
like,
my goddamn
isn't
mind.
that amazing? I mean, like, you can tell because he uses it all, but, like, he designed that shit. He was
He
like,
had
we'll
to
do
have.
refrigerators,
That's
we'll
brilliant.
do shop, we'll do, like, and, like, just, like, the fact that was empty to begin with, and then it's just, like, it's like, wow, that's amazing creativity, and, yeah.
When it all comes together, it does have a seamless feel of just this chaotic, controlled energy. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Delightful.
One of the lessons I wish Hollywood, like modern Hollywood, would learn from this movie is when people go to see a movie, yeah, we want a lot of things, right? But at the end of the day, if you can get some talented people and just have them have fun, people want to watch other people have fun. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, you go
absolutely.
to a rock show or a concert of any kind, you just want to see the band have fun. You don't want to see them, like, mail in the notes. Like, you know what the song is going to be, but you want to see them have fun playing it.
Yeah.
When we watch Rumble in the Bronx, like, we're seeing Jackie Chan just having
Joy.
a fucking blast, just
Yep.
joy everywhere,
Yep.
and everyone's having fun, and it's fun. It's just fun for
Yeah.
everybody, right? It misses, like, so bad on so many things that you think you want to be in a movie, but because it has
matter.
them passionately having fun, it doesn't matter at all.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It is.
Beautiful. Beautifully said.
It has a soul, and it's not. It is trying so hard, but not trying so hard. It is the opposite of a Netflix movie. A Netflix movie
Yes,
checks every perfect little box of what an action movie should be, or a thriller movie should be, or a comedy should be. We're going to have this, and we're going to have this, and we're going to have this. We're going to avoid these things to make it just as blandly appealing to everyone as possible. And it is a prepackaged, shrink-wrapped, inoffensive serving of entertainment.
Yeah. With
This
zero
is
calories.
0 calories. This is inoffensive in so many ways because it's not trying to be hateful. It is, but it has a very clear vision and a clear intent and amazing physicality and stunts. I mean, that's the top of their level right there. But in terms of crafting an actual movie,
Yeah.
it's both worse and better in every possible way. Mm-hmm. And I would so much rather watch this than any of the shit that's coming out of the Netflix cookie cutter film box.
Yep.
Amen to that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the essence of BMR. Our favorite movies are the ones where it seems like people are having fun. Remember when Vin Diesel used to have fun and wasn't so concerned with looking cool? Remember Pitch Black when he dislocated his
Yeah.
own shoulder to make it look real good?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now he can't contractually lose a fight. That's not fun, Vin.
Yeah. So, what did folks think of this movie? On the rock scale, regrettable, outstanding, crazy balls, or K?
It's just the rock scale. We don't have the extra letters. This
We
time?
don't need them.
Okay.
We don't,
Yeah, we don't need it.
them
We
this
all know
time.
where this is going. This is.
But I do want to do one thing.
Yes, please.
Do you remember
Sorry.
what they are, Megan?
Oh, damn.
Oh, what the new things are?
Yeah, what's the new letter?
Yeah, we had Grokked, which was, or Grok, which is,
Still out of the
Oh,
D.
nice.
I can't help it, which was good. And then I think we had Rocks, which was satisfactory.
Solid.
So
Good. Not bad, though.
solid.
Not bad. Okay.
Solid,
All right.
yeah,
I was
okay.
hoping putting you on the spot would be more embarrassing for
Yeah,
you.
thanks.
But, yeah.
Thanks, Amber.
Sorry, Michael. What is your rating?
Oh yeah. Oh, for outstanding. It's an outstanding movie. No question about it. For all the reasons we said. It's the most charming movie you'll ever see where someone gets fed into a wood chipper.
It's beautiful. So beautiful.
Honestly, that should have been the summary. That should have been the movie blurb that draws people in.
Yep.
I would agree. Outstanding. It definitely has like little issues. It is not perfect in terms of how it treats people. The only corpses in this movie are black men. Just going to put that out there. Almost nobody dies, but except for a car full of black men. And unfortunately, the person fed into a wood chipper is also a black man.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's not great.
No.
Seems kind of specific.
Yeah.
But it's not perfect. But oh god, it was so fun, and it really avoided so many things it could have, and I almost feel like inevitably would have done. This movie's outstanding. I'm sorry. It's just delightful.
I agree. Also, it's crazeballs. Also,
I mean,
it is
obviously,
entirely-
Super duper
crazeballs.
crazeballs.
We
Yeah.
talked about a fucking hovercraft. We also didn't say that the way Jackie Chan stops the hovercraft is by grabbing a sword and jousting
From an
it.
antique shop, yeah. With a broken Ferrari or something.
Very expensive car.
Yeah. And then they, in order to use that hovercraft to go run over murder White Tiger, they fucking duct taped and put it
duct
together.
tape everywhere
Just
on it.
huge duct tape.
So funny. That's so funny. Oh my
Obviously, this movie is crazeballs.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Just making sure there.
It's like capital O and then like capital C, but like font size 72.
You don't even. Yeah, you can't.
You
even
have to
see it. It's
zoom
in the-
way out to see the sea.
That's so amazing. We play D&D together, and it's well noted at this point that I'm obsessed with monks. Every game we ever play, when we played Diablo together, I always played the monk like obsessively. And I get asked like, Michael, why do you always play a monk? Nobody likes monks. You don't add that, but like that's the subtext. And it's kind of like because of Jackie Chan. Like I just love the idea of someone who doesn't go into the world with any kind of agenda. The world imposes like its evil onto this person, and they have this tremendous power, be it, kung fu or whatever martial art. Like they can totally destroy you with their fists. They choose not to, and they choose to defeat you without destroying you. I just that kind of hero archetype to me is just so cool and so fun and so like what I aspire to be. And Jackie Chan, like in this movie, like is the epitome of all that, like he's so cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I just want to share that. I don't know.
No, that's beautiful. It's your goal in life is to do what Jackie Chan does, not defeat the man, but defeat the weakness inside of the man that stops him from living a life of joy.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
That's
Tony.
beautiful.
I'm pretty sure he went on to be a great dude.
He's a senator
Had to
somewhere.
be.
There's no question.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So not quite a great dude.
Well, good point.
Mm-hmm.
As great as a gang member can get, probably.
He might be a worse dude now.
Yeah.
Damn it, Tony. Megan,
Amber?
do you have an Issa story?
I do. So I took Maddie over to Laurel's house, and on our way over there, we were talking about she was asking questions, what will we do there, and who will be there, and are we almost there? And then she asked, will they have a table at Lala's house? The important questions. What will we do? And do they have a table?
Do they have a table?
It's just one of the many questions she needed answered.
Did she? Okay, my immediate thought was like, did she want to like color on the table? Does she want to like do some activity, some kind of craft? She just wants to know like
If they
general
have a
furniture
table.
layout.
Yeah. Table or no table?
That's awesome.
Asking the important questions.
Getting the lay of the land. Respect.
As a child, you got to visualize your next step.
You
It makes you feel
gotta.
safe, right? Like
Yeah.
a table is a sturdy, like it's not a chair. It's not your, vase stand, or I don't know what you guys have in your house, but like
Vase
it's-
stands mostly.
Just
yeah.
chaise lounges as far as the eye can see.
A table is the sturdiest thing she could think of. It's like, well, if they have a table,
Yeah.
we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be
Yeah.
safe.
If
There's
then
a
if there's an
tornado. We can get
if
under
there's
that
an
baby.
earthquake, we've got places to go.
That's good. Kids need to feel safe.
They do. They do.
Michael, do you have a Sneha story?
I do. It's not much of a narrative. It's just the other day she had a fit of imagination and she decided she wanted to do puppet shows. So we took a blanket and on the posts of our stairway we tied each one so to create a puppet theater kind of box. And she was just holding her dolls and like telling this crazy story about like being friends and not being mean to each other. And she like told us the story. I filmed it on my phone and we clapped. And then Adrian got behind the puppet show and told, like, I wish I had filmed it because it was stupid of me not to, but like she told this is really more of an Adrian story now that I think about it.
I'm okay
she
with
told
that.
this amazing story about like someone, like the teddy bear was afraid to poop. And the unicorn was like, well, it's okay because when I poop, like rainbows come out and it's going to be fine. And like everyone's going to be happy. And like she's like coaching this. But Sneha and I were laughing so hard at Adrian's play. And Adrian was like reticent to like do it in the first place, but we like, clapped her on. And we're so glad that it was just a really great family moment because because of her little imagination. She's like, let's do a puppet show. I'm like, sure, yes,
whoa. Did the teddy bear poop?
Oh, yeah. By the end, the teddy bear pooped and everything was fine.
Was he disappointed his poop wasn't a rainbow?
We didn't really explore that. We wanted to have a happy ending.
Okay. That's just...
I guess.
That was going to bother me. Because I feel like I would have been... I feel like I would have been a little bit misled by the unicorn.
Yeah.
Like the unicorn's advertising, hey, poops are great, mine are rainbows. But then he doesn't drop the knowledge that that's just a unicorn thing. That seems kind of messed up.
That's a good point. It's like everybody poops, but some people poop better than others.
Right?
Some people actually poop rainbows. Yeah. It's kind of unfair expectations.
Sort of like a rich person saying, like, oh man, I got to get to the store. Why don't you just take your limo?
Yeah. Adrian's an elitist is what you're saying. I get it.
Well, I don't know if she identifies more with the teddy bear or more with the unicorn. I'm not trying to judge. I'm just trying to understand. It was a very interesting narrative. I was riveted. I wanted to understand.
You wanted more details.
Well, then there was a hovercraft, and it got a little out of hand.
Just get a little wild.
Yeah. So anyway,
you had me at wood chipper.
The unicorn put the bear in a wood chipper. Like, no,
Oh
no, you're the shit. Oh, that got dark. Oh, here's a wrench. Okay, everything's fine again.
no!
Freeze frame.
Good now. We're good. Michael, do you have I forgot my line. Michael, do you have any recommendations?
I don't. I didn't think of any. Sorry.
And you don't have to, because we have a recommendation for you that we've already made, but we're going to pretend we didn't.
Okay. Actually, I would call this more of a Amber got it right.
Yeah, I did. I'm the fucking best. I got it right. Good fucking yeah.
Yep, that's how the song goes. It is called Nobody Saves the World. It is a video game. It's on Game Pass right now for Xbox, so that it's on the free skis. It's. I mean, Amber, do you want to describe it?
Well, Megan, you're a little
Nobody.
blank-eyed nobody thing that sort of weakly slaps things until he discovers a magical wand. And with it, he can transform into a rat. But oh, that's not where it stops. Oh, no. As you progress, you can transform into other amazing creatures, each with their own special abilities. You can be a horsey, and he can kick things and gallop really fast. And with the rat, he gnaws things. And you can be a ranger. You shoot arrows, and those arrows poison people. And then you level them up, and they get new abilities. And then you open up other characters, like a necromancer, or a robot, or a monk.
Amber. Yes.
Okay, bye.
We lost Michael.
And you go through dungeons, and you kill enemies, and you level up, and you gain new abilities, and then you can mix and match abilities. Megan, what's your favorite creature to play?
A
Oh
slug.
my god, this is awesome. There's a monk in this game. Holy shit.
He that was fast. He got to the monk.
He got the monk really
Very
fast.
fast.
It took me a while to
Yeah.
open up the monk.
I
Jeez.
use cheat codes.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah,
Oh, he does have all the monk cheat codes. That's right.
No, he has
every
like a
game.
I
universal
use
monk
my
key.
Monk Plus card.
Yeah.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Well, did you know that as the slug, you could equip the dragon's fire breath weapon or the necromancer's demon summon weapon?
Who gives a shit? There's a monk in the game. Just be the monk.
Well, the monk can shoot the robot's missile brush. Anyway, you can mix and match abilities, and they're,
Just
different,
be the monk.
different kind of semi-puzzles of, hey, there's a
Fun
slug
stuff.
who's looking for a slug wizard who can raise the dead. And so at some point when you unlock the slug and you unlock the necromancer, you can equip raise the dead on the slug. And it's kind of fun and a little silly and it's finite, The map is only so big, the quests are only so far, and yeah.
Although it is bigger than one thinks
So
it
much
will be
bigger
at
than you
first.
think it's going to be. Yeah.
I mean, it's a good. It'll be a good 25 hours, something like that, start to finish.
Guys, this game. Whoa.
Are you okay,
I just
Michael?
beat it. Yeah, I just beat it. It was awesome. I got the monk, and I immediately defeated all the bosses because monks are the best. And wow. It was fun though. It was intense. It was an intense 20. You said 25-second playthrough, right?
Yep, that's what it said.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Whew,
Nice.
that's-
mean,
yeah.
Well, guys,
Unless
thanks
you
for
get the
recommending
monk.
this for me. Wow. Whew. That was a rush.
Yeah, I feel like you need to hydrate now, Michael.
I should probably do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody saves the
Anyway.
world. Simple, bite size, silly. It's definitely very silly.
Yeah, very much. Also, the slapstick humor and silliness, cartoonishness. That's delightful.
Glad you enjoyed it, Michael.
Gross.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, no, it's a real good what do you call it? Not an aperitif. What's the thing you have after dinner?
Amuse-bouche? Oh, wait, no. That's like in between things.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like you watch Rumble in the Bronx, and then it's the same kind of. It's just, you get to be
Similar.
the Jackie Chan in a cartoon violence setting. Pretty great.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, this has been delightful.
Yeah.
I enjoy you both relatively. And this movie was fantastic. And I look forward to doing this again sometime. Have a good weekend this year. Toodles.
Yes, thank you
Thank
so
you
much
guys
for
for having
joining
me
us.
on. You guys are awesome. I'm such a big fan. I can't wait
Yay.
to the next
And I'll
episode.
close. Yeah, I'll close how I always do by saying we need the rock of the past under our feet in order to spring forward into the future.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to call bullshit on this because you, madam, told me last episode that I couldn't carry rocks with me or I'd drown.
Well, it's under your feet this time. You just can't carry them.
But
You have
if
to put them
I'm
under your feet,
swimming with the rock and I put the rock under me, it's just I'm gonna float away from it, or it's gonna float away from me. I can't spring into anything.
Springing.
Rocks are
You're
notoriously slippery, by the way.
Yeah,
They're
that's
notoriously
dangerous.
springy, very springy. rocks are.
So just to be clear, I'm supposed to climb up on a rock and just fling myself off
Jump.
of it.
Yeah. I had a rock trampoline growing up. I don't recommend it.
Yeah,
I almost
yeah,
broke my arm as much as a person would on a normal trampoline.
Yeah, exactly. It does seem safer.
Yeah.
Almost. You at
In
least
some
know what
ways,
you're
it
gonna
is
get.
much safer, actually.
You just can't get as high. So many more breaks.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for that
All
nugget
right.
of wisdom, Megan.
You're welcome.
Don't
Bye,
encourage
everybody.
her.
And bye, everybody.